Well, the Australian energy regulator said today that power prices will soar, rising by up to 25% from July 1st, and this on top of a similar price rise last year. And yet, Senior Government Minister Tanya Plibersek went on television today insisting prices have actually gone down.
Well, we know that it's not an easy time for Australian families, and that's why we have acted to bring down energy prices. We know that the price increase would be double without the action that the government took.
So don't believe your lying eyes when you look at your power bill, and don't believe your lying bank statement when it shows more money's gone out. No, in the magical world of Labor, prices have come down. Now, to feel this magical experience, the key is to not focus on the fact that your prices have gone up by 25%. The key is to imagine what it would have been like if they'd gone up 50%. Can you feel the saving? That's the government's pitch. The government is saying, look, things are bad, but they could have been worse. So things are actually good. And if you believe that, you probably still believe this.
Reducing power prices by $275.
By 2025, $275 a year.
$275 a year.
We'll get power prices down by $275 a year.
Caleb, can you believe a government whose best pitch is, well, things could have been worse?
Well, you could have just removed a few words from that sentence. All you should have said is, can you believe a government? The rest of it was superfluous. I mean, how good is politics where you can say, hey, we're doing a great job because it could have been a hell of a lot worse than this? Does anyone buy this for 1 minute? I mean, I've always wondered when politicians trot out this stuff that is clearly absolute nonsense, do they think they're fooling anyone? Now, if they are fooling someone, well, what does that say for the Australian populace? But anyone who's received a power bill in the last 6 months or the last 12 months, which is pretty much everyone in this country, knows full well that their power bill isn't going down, their gas bill isn't going down, their groceries aren't going down. To try and say, OK, well, it could have been a lot worse is not only wrong, it's insulting. It's saying you should be thankful to us for all the good work we've done for you, like making sure we pursue net zero emissions, which will mean that your power bills will go up even further. We're not doing anything to reduce your power bills. We're cutting off all the coal-fired power, which is the cheapest source of energy we have in this country, but you should be grateful, please.
There's no acknowledgement of the fact that we're helping you through a tough time, which we willfully, unnecessarily created, and on a daily basis promise we're only going to make it worse. This is the most energy-rich country on the face of God's green earth. Shame on you that any Australian should ever live to see this day. And here we are. Oh, it's going up by 25% from July and it's only going to get worse, guys. But here's $5 to tide you over. Don't worry, we're taking measures to mitigate. It drives me nuts. I can't believe people aren't rioting in the street over this.
Do you think politicians really appreciate the pressure that the public are under, or do you think they live in a bubble and they really are immune from how people are really feeling?
Well, clearly they don't. I mean, we saw Senator Don Farrell, who is the Trade Minister, have some words about power bills just a few weeks ago. Take a look.
Can the Minister name anywhere in Australia where power prices have been reduced since you've been in government?
Look, I have to say I don't follow power prices as closely to be able to answer.
He doesn't follow them closely. Hopefully he follows my horses a little closer than that. But I mean, seriously, it is there in plain sight. They are paid. If you're a senator, you're paid, a minimum of $200K a year. If you're a minister, a front bench, you're on a minimum of $350K a year. Doesn't matter a jot whether your power bill goes up. Even if you don't have to worry about the cost, it's one of those things that as a Minister of the Crown, you should be across.
Absolutely. No argument from us. He said he doesn't follow it closely. I think it would have been more truthful to say he doesn't follow it all.